Hey, and welcome back to another video where I'll be sharing different low-carb dinner recipes that I made this week for my family. If you're new around here, my name is Shiva, and I'm a stay-at-home mom to two boys, and I'm currently 4.5 months postpartum. Just trying to eat healthy, work out, have less carbs, and get back to a healthy weight after pregnancy. So I'll be making 3 different dinner recipes from this past week and sharing those with you. And I hope you enjoy and get excited to try them out yourselves. This past week, we were actually all feeling under the weather. So I thought, we definitely need to make some soup. And I didn't have any chicken, but I did have ground beef. So I decided to make hamburger soup, which I have heard of in the past. And I always thought it kind of sounded a little bit weird. But I thought I'd give it a try. So I've linked the recipe down below. I really, really enjoyed it. So what I'm doing here is just dicing some potatoes, onions, and some carrots as the vegetables for the soup. Heat up about a tablespoon of olive oil and then add the diced onion, about a teaspoon of minced garlic. And once that's heated up in the pot, you're going to add in your pound of ground beef. Now, here's a tip. I have my minced beef in a Ziploc bag. What I do is when I buy any kind of minced meat, I divided that into individual sizes, about 500 grams into will fill a full Ziploc bag. And then I just flatten that Ziploc bag and then freeze the meat that way. And it's a fantastic way to save space in the freezer. So definitely give that a try. Once that meat is browned, you're going to add in the carrots and the diced potatoes, and that's all going to cook together. The recipe calls for Italian seasoning, which I didn't have, but I know what that Italian seasoning is basically oregano, basil, garlic powder, onion powder, and chili flakes. So I added about a teaspoon of each of those. In goes our diced tomatoes, our tomato sauce, and our beef broth. Give that all a good mix. I always love to add a little bit of water to that can of diced tomatoes to get the rest of the tomato out. Just a great way not to waste any. Then we need 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I don't know, is it Worcestershire, Worcestershire? Anyways, 2 teaspoons of that. Next, add 2 bay leaves, then simmer covered for 10 minutes. After that, simmer uncovered for about 15 to 20 minutes until your potatoes are tender. Also season with salt and pepper to your desired taste. The next night we had chicken rice paper rolls, which was one of my favorite meals of the week and so simple and easy to make, also really refreshing. So I've got carrots here that I'm making into thin matchsticks. Then go ahead and do the same for your cucumber. And then take that red cabbage and also just cut that up into thin little pieces. I opted to use alfalfa sprouts instead of vermicelli noodles. I cut the chicken into little strips and I kept it really simple here, just olive oil, salt, and pepper, because a lot of the flavor will come from the hoisin sauce that we have with the rice paper rolls. I like to brown my chicken nice and crispy. If you've never used rice paper rolls before, just make sure that you're really gentle with these until they soften in the warm water. Otherwise, they will break, and you'll see that I have a little break in mine, but it still worked just fine. All right, go ahead and layer with some spinach to start. Then put in a few pieces of chicken, cucumbers on top, there go the carrots, that red cabbage, and top it off with the alfalfa sprouts. Fold the sides over first, and then from the bottom, fold up and roll slowly and tightly until you have a nice finished roll. Once you're done, dip in some hoisin sauce and enjoy. One of my favorite meals is lasagna, but those lasagna sheets add a lot of carbs. So I was excited to try zucchini lasagna for the first time. A little bit iffy about how similar it would be to lasagna, but I thought I'd give it a try, and it actually came out really great. So here I am using a vegetable peeler. Now the first few peels I did were not working out well, but this one, as you can see, ended up being good. So if you're using a vegetable peeler to make those zucchini lasagna sheets, keep going, and then by the third or fourth peel you'll get the slice that you want. So as you can see here, I am getting those as thin as possible without breaking. Then I've got all of my zucchini slices here. I used 4 zucchinis for this. Now zucchini has a lot of water. I don't know how much percent, but like at least 90 or more percent of zucchini is water. So to take out some of the water, you want to just cover that zucchini with salt and then let it sit. So I have it over there in my sink, just sitting for about 20 minutes. I'm also going to add some mushrooms to my lasagna here. I love to add some mushrooms in the meat sauce, so just giving those a rinse. I'm going to dice the mushrooms, and these are going to go directly into my meat sauce, which you'll see soon. When I make lasagna, I definitely love a good meat sauce, but I try to add as much vegetables as I can in there. I typically add some spinach as well. This time I didn't, but that's a great way just to get lots of vegetables in. I also dice some onions, and here I am adding the diced onions to some oil and heating that up. Now I'm adding a lot of garlic here. That's about a tablespoon of minced garlic, but trust me, it tastes so good. And then you go ahead and you add your meat. Now as you can see, my meat here is a little bit red and a little bit brown. It's because I've got my ground beef, but also just some ground sausage as well. So I just mix those together, but it's beef sausage. That's why there was 2 different colors. Now here I am adding some basil, oregano, and some chili flakes. A can of diced tomatoes to that as well. And finally, some tomato sauce. Now this is a key ingredient, trust me, don't skip it. Add a splash of white wine. Finally, go ahead and add those mushrooms. Season with some salt. And you're going to cover and let that simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. The sauce will be amazing. Okay, so for the best part, cheese. Go ahead and add some ricotta to a bowl, some shredded Parmesan. We're going to add an egg in there as well. I didn't have fresh parsley, so I just took some dry parsley and sprinkled that on as well. The some salt and pepper to season it. And give that a good mix. To assemble, always start by adding some meat sauce to the bottom of your casserole dish. This will help is either your lasagna sheets or zucchini not to stick. Alright, so here is my zucchini that's been sitting in that salt. I'm going to pat it nice and dry with paper towel, and I'm going to lay it out and make a layer of zucchini. Now what I'm doing on the side here, I have another casserole dish, a smaller one. I'm making a similar lasagna, but just with lasagna sheets for my toddler who is not doing carb-free. He can eat all the carbs he wants. Once you layer with meat sauce, go ahead and take that cheese mixture and spread that across. Yum, yum. And more cheese, because why not? Go ahead and put some mozzarella on top as well. Here we go, our assembled lasagna. Bake in the oven for 45 minutes and broil for the last 5 minutes. Perfection. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're inspired to make some delicious, healthy, low-carb recipes for you and your family. There are so many ways that we can add more vegetables into our diet and really enjoy the food that we eat. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.